Welcome to my weekly spiel. Welcome to my weekly spiel. Yada yada blah blah blah. Yada yada blah blah blah. It's time for Margaret's weekly spiel. Greetings and salutations. This is Margaret Franklin of Margaret Franklin Creations. Welcome to my humble abode where I've got my latest projects on the go for the day. I know it's way too early, but I just had the urge to finish a bunch of Halloween unicorns. Well, they're not finished yet, but you know what I mean. Unicorns and Pegasus. I still have to put spirals around the horns before I stuff them. I'd give them a black and orange stripe. And I have designated several pairs of wings for each Pegasus that I have here. I believe a lot of this fabric was donations from the living room, and I told myself what I would do is try to use up whatever fabrics I have before I buy any new stuff. I waddle, and trouble with using stuff up is using stuff up just doesn't use it up exactly, it just changes the shape of it. And sometimes you need to acquire more stuff to finish stuff, which means I probably won't have enough stuffing to fill all these guys, so I'm going to have to go out to Walmart and get more eventually, sooner or later. Because when I finish these guys, I want to make a bunch of Canada Day unicorns. I have a lot of like red and white fabric with maple leaves and I Love Canada on them. And I want to have those ready by June at the latest, because I want to have them for sale at Mosaic Creative in time for Canada Day. Anyway, what else is new? We had a good meeting today at our peer group. It was virtual. We had a Zoom meeting, and that was our penultimate Zoom meeting. The last one that we have will be on Friday, but I won't be there because I have blood work. I'm looking forward to it. I don't mind. I'll be glad when the vaccine comes along. I've sure had a lot of needles since this pandemic began. I go for blood work every 3 months, and for prune's sake, hang on for a second. Oh, I'm going to get Bobby Orr to hold the camera here while I get organized. I hope he doesn't drop it. There, steady. I just have to put my obus form back in place. For a while there, I was noticing the most horrendous stink, and it turned out this leopard blanket needed a wash, and my obus form was starting to stink, so my leopard thing went in the laundry, and I gave the obus form a good generous spray of, what do you call that stuff? Febreze. And my Hello Kitty tattoo is healing up quite nicely, thank you very much. I'll show it to you. See, it hasn't started to flake or peel yet, but it is a little rough and bumpy. But it's not giving me any pain or discomfort or attitude like the killer bunny. Show you this guy. Can you see him? Back in September, after I got him, he got a little infected. But it turns out that there is literally no such thing as brown tattoo ink. The artist has to mix it himself. And sometimes it can cause a very nasty chemical reaction. I'm trying to think if there's anything new to tell you. I haven't seen anything about Market Squared this year. I hope they're having it. I hope that the vaccine comes out soon to the general public. I'm not sure if we have it in Durham yet or not, but people over 80 are the first priorities. Excuse me. I believe there was a lady in Hamilton who just celebrated her 114th birthday the day she got her vaccine. Said it was the happiest birthday of her life. And when it's time for us, I'll be glad to go. And this is what I use when on my tattoo while it's healing. It's called After Ink. Contains enriched with grapeseed oil, and it smells really nice. So I'm kind of bouncing around from topic to topic, but I am hoping that we'll be able to go to the Carousel Convention in September. It is in Rochester. That's where it was going to be last year. But I'm glad they're waiting till this year because last year the Riverfront Carousel wouldn't have been finished. It is a Herschel Spillman menagerie, and it's a real beauty. We'd also be going to the Strong Museum and the Alan Herschel Merry-Go-Round Museum. I've been there 3 times before, but it'll be nice to go there with the Carousel Convention because they just recently, in recent years, they built a new mechanism for the carousel that they have there. So I think they can run it more frequently rather than 2 or 3 rides every half hour like they were doing before. So hopefully we'll go to this year's convention. Next year's convention is supposed to be in, not San Diego, San Francisco. I know it was San something. And I love California and any chance to go back. I just wish that wasn't so big because I want to go back to Disneyland, but that's further south. I happen to be wearing the t-shirt that I got in San Diego. I got a couple of these. Another, like this, here's my zombie mermaid, and I have another one with sort of a zombie girl on a carousel horse. Like these are like Day of the Dead t-shirts. They had a lot of Day of the Dead type stuff in San Diego. A lot of colorful like Mexican stuff. Like they're about 20 minutes from the border. And it's a beautiful city. I'd love to go back there. The shopping is amazing. And so California next year. Year after that is the 50th anniversary of the National Carousel Association. They've been around since 1973. I didn't find out about them until the 80s. Where have you guys been all my life? I could have really been seriously validated. I was picked on a lot for my love of carousels. The teachers used to get so angry, and now here we are. NCA been around since 73. Fred Freed wrote his first book in 64, same year I was born. And Painted Ponies came out in the late 80s. I think it was either the late 80s or early 90s that I joined the NCA, and I've been a member pretty much ever since. And I love the conventions. They're an awesome time for everyone. Amazing bus tour. You learn a lot of new things. They take you to a few other non-carousel related attractions, like in Kansas we went to the Wizard of Oz Museum. Last time we went to Spokane, Washington, we visited the Grand Coulee Dam. That was nice. I don't know if it's probably not as big as the Hoover. I got to see the Hoover from the distance when Jeanette and I were in the hot air balloon. But in 2024, the year I turned 60, that's the year the National Carousel Association goes back to Spokane, Washington. And I don't want to miss that. Some of my favorite carousels are there. And there were at least 2 or 3 that were under construction before, like back then, that are finished now. Like the Carousel of Smiles in 3 Rivers, and the Spirit of Columbia Gardens. Its horses were on display at the mall. Like it used to be an old Navy store where they had them all on display, and another shop where they were actually building them. And they have a horse named Lester, an Irish horse in a green hat. I want to ride Lester. That's my dad's name. Anyway, I guess I've talked long enough for now. It's going to take forever to loaderize if that is the case. So I will see you later. Maybe later next week, you never know. Friend Lisa was supposed to come today, but then she got called into work. So hopefully we get to hang out tomorrow. And on the 26th, I hope to spend the weekend at my friend Jeanette's place. And I guess that's all for now. Thanks for watching Weekly Spiel. Bye-bye. Be back soon.